Okay, I have had several people ask me on how do you properly hand wash something so you are not wringing it, twisting it, stretching it. And so I'm compiling this little video to show you how I hand wash something. Doesn't mean it's the only way, it's just the way that I have done it and it works for me. So first I have in here my hooded cow. I set the water to about the temperature that you would give a baby a bath, to where it's just slightly warm to your touch. So what, 100, 110 degrees in that ballpark? Just a little bit of soap. As you can see, even after I had the water running, I only have a few bubbles here, and that's just perfect. I mix up the water, I mix up the soap, I add my hood. It has been sitting in here for about 18 minutes, which I just let myself soak. I don't agitate it, I don't rub it around, especially where this one is wool. Wool has barbs in it, which is just a natural phenomenon. And when you get it wet and you agitate it, it does what's called felting. You'll end up with a rug. Your hood will become a rug. So I've let this soak and is now done. And so all I do to rinse is I'll dump out my water. So you can see there's all that residue there. And I don't squish, I don't agitate, I just hold it and let it drain. Get as much water out as I can. And then I will do the same thing. I just do my water to where it's about the temperature of what I would give a baby a bath. It can be a little on the cool side for the rinse, it doesn't matter. And I'm very careful to not agitate it, not rub it. I just let it fill up. And I just want to submerge it and get, see, you can see there's more bubbles coming out. I will probably have to rinse this, I'm going to say 3 times. I usually rinse twice, but I'm thinking this one might need 3. And I just kind of submerge it, and the same thing, just dump it out. And again, you gotta love natural fibers. And this is another reason why you wash it by hand and separate, is because all that black residue and dye from the natural fiber would bleed onto anything else you may have washed it with. Just checking my temperature. Cozy, cozy, warm. And you just repeat this process till when you add the water, there are no bubbles that show. I mean, we still have a few bubbles, so obviously not done yet. Yes, hand washing is a pain in the butt, not gonna lie, but my mom has a sweater that she made when my brother was born. He just turned 62. The sweater, you can tell it's old. You can tell it has some wear to it, but it still looks phenomenal. That's because she always hand washed it, and it was a wool sweater, is a wool sweater. But you're talking that it's 60 years old and still looks phenomenal. If you take care of your stuff, they will look great forever. Now we're still getting just a few bubbles here. I might have to do it 4 or 5 times, and that's okay. You do it as many times as you need to. Should be getting close though. And see, you can tell that the water is not as gray. This might be our last time. We'll find out. I don't think I've ever had to rinse something more than 5 times. But again, it's It's what you do to keep your stuff looking great. But if you notice, I didn't wring, I didn't squeeze, I didn't twist. I'm just scooping it. Yeah, just a couple bubbles. I might do one more just to be sure. This is a product that I've sold. I want to make sure that it is a good item. I don't want to ever sell anything that I'm ashamed of. This should be our last rinse. Sometimes you get away with a couple, sometimes you don't. I did use a wool light. It's just a very mild soap used for wool and specialty products. But it can be any mild detergent that is designed for hand washing. So you can go to Walmart and get store brand or whatever. But you just want something that's gentle that rinses out easy. See, yeah, see how we have no bubbles? No soap bubbles, so that's our last rinse. Okay. So I'll dump that. And I just will let the water drip out. Now here's like the trickiest part of everything, is you squeeze. No wringing, no twisting. You're just squeezing out as much water as you can. And yes, you will end up with some super strong hands at the end of it. And as you can see over here, I have 2 towels laid out. They're folded up. And you'll just very carefully lay out your hood, scarf, product, whatever. And this one is the Black Bear, the wool. And then I'll take my top towel and roll it. And then I roll it up into the bottom towel as well. That's also folded. I hope you can see this all right. And I roll them all up. And then I just kind of use my elbows, use my arms, use my body weight. Again, be very careful that you're not agitating it, because the fibers could still stick to each other. And you just kind of knead it like you would bread. And all you're doing is trying to squish out as much water as you possibly can and have it be absorbed into those towels. You just do that for a few minutes. Now, if you're doing something big like an Afghan or a sweater, one of the hooded scarves, you'll just have to do this process on the floor. And do this just a couple more times. And then what you'll do is you'll get a dry towel. And if you have a spare bedroom, spare table, room on your kitchen table, whatever, you lay out the towel, then you lay out the item on the towel. Now, if you wash something in the morning and you lay it out, you'll want to flip it before you go to bed, and usually by the next morning, it'll be dry. I have a clothing rack that I use, and I will pause this video and go lay it out on the rack so you can see what it is that I'm talking about. I'll be right